So now the module we are going to start, or the new topic, that is Splunk Power User Fundamental 2. So the topic is Splunk Fundamental Power User Fundamental 2. ठीक है? So basically इसका agenda क्या है? I'll discuss with you. The very first topic is course introduction that we are going to do. The second is search, beyond search fundamental, command for the visualization, command for the advanced visualization. There is a filtering and the formatting data. There is a correlating events. There is a knowledge object that we already did, but we are going to be see here even though. Okay, so the next is having a creating and managing fields, creating tag events, creating macros, and how we can use the workflow, creating using the workflow actions again. Then we are having a data model. Here is not a action again. There is something missing. Okay, I'll see. Then we are having a common model kim add-ons. Okay, so these are the model. इसमें से काफी सारे modules हैं that we have already did. Like kind of आपने ये beyond search commands already did. We did visualization we already did. How we can just give the knowledge objects we already did. Managing field tags, macro. So these are the things, some of the things that we have already did. Okay, so other models are that not big, but again we have to see, right? So now a very first module is the course introduction. This is a very small module, and in this module, what is we have to we understand the Buttercup game Inc. So what is this Buttercup game? So basically, multinational company with the HQ in San Francisco and the office in the Boston and the London sells product mainly through the worldwide chain of the third party store, but also sell through its online store. So it's just a scenario where we have a multinational company who used to sell the data, or we can say the product online, right? The third party store or as well as on the online store. So your role as the Buttercup Games is what? You are a Splunk power user with a great understanding of your all of the company data. So now you are in the company and you are as a power user. Okay, so your responsibility are to provide the information to user throughout the company and to create and manage the Splunk knowledge objects. What is a Splunk knowledge object? We learned in the previous kind of a module where we learned kind of a fields. We learned how to create a reports, how to create a alerts, so all these things. Okay, so you have to implement the best practice for naming conventions of all the knowledge objects. Okay, and you have to gather the data and the statistics, and you have to report on the security, IT operations, and the operational intelligence. Okay, so this is the role at the Buttercup game. So somewhere this is the Buttercup game data that you have to be create. You have to be create indexes. So I'll show you how to create the indexes. Like we want to create a web, security, sales, and the we want as a network and the games. So today we'll create the some of the kind of a, we can say, indexes, and then we will add the data. This data is provided by in the Splunk itself, so we have to import that data. Okay, so then we will start the module, right? So for that I'll create the data. I'll upload the data into the Splunk, right? So data is already stored. I'll give you that data, and in the group only, and you guys have to be store this data into the Splunk. You have to follow the steps that I'm following. Okay, so let me log in first. Okay, so what I'll do, I'll go to the desktop in the Splunk. Okay, here is the data. So this is the data that we want. So we will extract here all the data, and in the tutorials data we will extract even here. Okay, so these are the kind of a data that is available, which is having a different logs. So what we need to do, we have to create a different indexes, which will be having a kind of a data in those particular indexes. So to add a data, we have to go to the kind of a this thing settings, and then we have to click on the add data. So when you click on the add data, there is an option that is called the upload. So in the upload, we'll click over here. It's asking for the select source. which file you need. I'll click on the select source, and here is my data, and I'll upload here the kind of a, okay, I need the three of the data. So for that I'll upload the tutorials. One second. Tutorials data is having a, okay, this is having a three files. Can we add the three? Okay, we'll do one thing, we'll add the tutorials data only. Okay, we'll click on next. So here it's asking for the some things like the constant value or the host field that we will keep different, and here we have to create a new index. So index name I'm giving here web, and the other things will be optional. The app will be the search and reporting app, and I'll click on the save and review the things that we have done and the submit. So your data will be uploaded. Okay, so the next thing I'm going to be create a next index. So let's again click to the add data, and one more indexer I'll show you. We are going to be create is a security. So I'll click on the upload, and in the upload again I'll select file, and the same file I'm uploading here, but I'm creating a different indexer for the different practical. So I'll create here is the security. Okay, so security indexer we are going to be create this is the security index, and click on the review done, and the file is uploaded. And one more we'll create is the sales. So click on the add data, then up, sorry, we have to click on upload, select file, and we want the kind of a vendor sales data, and even, okay, next we will create a one indexer here is the sales, and we'll save, and we'll review, and we will submit the data. Okay, so this is the things that we, this is the first lab basically that we have to do here. So this is the first scenario that we have to perform. So we created the three indexers which we added these three data. Okay, now we are moving with the module 2. So what is the module 2 here? So the module name 2 is the beyond search fundamental.
Can you show previous cell slide?
This one,
Okay.
you are taking a pic, so you will get these slides. Okay, so what we are going to do, we are not going to see about the module that is a review basic search commands. Then we will see how to describe the Splunk search process and the use case correctly in the searches. Okay, so all these things we are going to be seeing. So basically, the very first thing, the basic search review, like in the Splunk, when we have to be understand these things, like what are the keywords we are using when we are searching. Okay, so let's suppose you want to be search anything. Okay, so you can use the single word itself, that is an error, or a group of words. Okay, so these are the keywords that you can use here. Okay, so the next thing is phrases. Let's suppose when we are using any kind of a phrases like a web error, we have to use in the quote. Okay, so you can even use the field searches, like let's suppose one second. So like suppose you can search a specific keywords and the specific fields, like I want to be search a very specific word like a search. Okay, so or either I want to be search a specific word like a error, or either I want to be search a specific word like a pass. On the other hand, when I want to be search a web server or any other, so I have to use the kind of a uh, quotes. Okay, so by default, when you search for the keyword, when you give by default when you search with keyword and the phrases, so Splunk software retrieve the events by matching against the raw data. Okay, so even in your data. Okay, so when you start adding searching modify, such as like let's suppose you searched as a time, as you search usually, right? And let's suppose you are searching anything else as a tag, so it will search specifically. You will also matching this piece of information that you had extracted in the raw data. Okay, so here in these two cases you can search data kind of, let's suppose I want the simplified data web. I want the simplified data as a current error, it will start fetching the data. Let's suppose I want the data as a web error. Okay, so might be this will give error, but in that particular case I have to give the different uh, kind of a codes. So in that particular case, web is a different word, a different keyword will be there, and the error will be the different keyword. But in this case, when I use a double quote here, so what that means that there is a same kind of the error, same kind of the path is there, right? So even like here we can search with the field searches. Field searches means like any of the field searches, like there is a one field with the name of the status equals to 4u4. So we can search specifically for the fields. Even let's suppose I want the kind of a field kind, let's suppose there is a one field with the name of the host, and the host name is the web server. So and there are something different name further, so I'll search with the asterisk sign, means if there will be anything else it will be start fetched by this, right? So this is the kind of a field searches. So the next is having a wildcard. So wildcard is nothing, is the simple, you can use the asterisk that I shown to you like here. Basically this comes over here in the wildcard. Wildcard means where I'll use the asterisk sign to match the unlimited number of characters. Okay, so let's suppose my I'm searching for the anything which is next to the my star, so it will search. Maybe it is next is having a word kind of a my host, it is having anything my domain, any word will be there. Okay, so it will start searching about that. Okay, my star means what the word is next to the my, it will start fetching the data. If you will specify the asterisk with the no other criteria, it is asking for the match, it will search for the any match. Okay, so let's suppose the best example is I'll give you here. It's a little bit of the understanding. Okay, so let's suppose I want wildcard as a fail, and I want a star asterisk sign. So what this will do, it will search the data which is having a fail keyword. See, failed. So fail, I put the fail, but it searched for the failed. See, the name is here the fail, but I search for the fail. Okay, so this is called the kind of a, you can say it's a ostrich sign, it's a wild card. Okay, so even though you can just check with a such a way like a status kind of a equals to fail asterisk. Okay, so it will search the specific result. Okay, there is a no fields related to this. So status equals to failed. Okay, there is a no field. Okay, so this way you can just search the data from with the help of the wildcards. Okay, so this is the wildcard that we discussed now. So the next is the comparison. So what is the comparison here? When we need to be compare the data. Okay, so in the comparison, like let's suppose it's kind of equals to, when the some value is equals to, let's suppose there is any data, and if the value is equals to that particular thing, it will search. Let's suppose host equals to admin, this value is equals to this, so it will start searching that data. It's saying status equals to 404. So it will start searching the data which is having a status equals to 404. So the equals to operator means where is having a equals to. Okay, so when I'll say the status should not be equals to the 400, it will start fetching the data which is not having a equals to. Okay, so equals to means when the parameter has having that particular value. So in that particular case, status is greater than 399. So which is having is greater than 399. You can just search there. It will find the data which is having a status code which is having a 399. So let me show you in the table status. Okay, so you can see the data which is having a greater than 399. Okay, so even you can search with the different operator which is having a less than 399. It will show you according to your search criteria. And even though when you wants to be equals to, you can just even find that there is no 399, but again I can search for the 400. So you can search for that. It will search equals to, which is having a equal parameter. And when we wants to be just put the sign like ostrich, so what this mean? This means they should not equals to the 400, and it will search the data which is not having a equals to the 400, but it will search other than the 400, like a 200, like a 404. So these are the search criteria that you can use here. Okay, so the next thing we have to discuss is the comparison we did, and the next thing is the basic search command review. So all these command we did already. The table command we learned already, rename command we learned already. I'm going to take the test of this after the session. Deduct command we did, sort command we did, and the lookup command we did. Okay, so now here we learned about the boolean operators, which is having a uppercase and or not. We can use all these boolean operators. So these boolean operator will help us to just find the data with these kind of a uh, things. Okay, we'll see. And the fields name, you can use kind of a field id versus field product id. So you have to use the field id. You can use the default, and you can use the not configurable. Regular expression we will use in the next sessions. We will see how to use the regular expression. A well function we already used, and the where command we already used. Tag and the dmz we already did with the tags, like how to tag the things. Now there is a case insensitivity. What that mean of the case insensitivity? Just a wait. 1 second. Okay, so the case sensitivity means like let's suppose there is a one term with the stats. So these three terms are the different. Example, this is the one term, this is second, and this is the third, which is having a same name. Okay, so the next is the command clauses. So what the command clauses means, let's suppose kind of a we used to search stats count by. So let's suppose I want to change the title. We can put the title and then we can search by particular things, by status. Okay, so yeah, I can put there as a status code. So it will search as a status code, but these clause will help me to just understand and to replace with the specific word. Okay, as and the why. We use the two clauses here. Now these are the search terms. You can use these search terms kind of a failed, and these are the having a same means. You can say the same purpose. Statistical functions, we already done with the statistical function. We done with the average. We done with the stats. We done with the chart. The chart we will see in the upcoming sessions. So the next is having a field value. Field value means we can search for the particular data. Host equals to ww1, host equals to, unless coming from the lookup, but again the data will be the same, the particular data, right? So this is the case sensitivity. Now we are having a how Splunk searches buckets. So when the event is going to be, let's suppose that you are writing the data. So that time the data, you are reading the data, you are writing the data, you are collecting the events. So that time the buckets, there are three buckets. Okay, basically the four, but again here we show on the three, like a hot, warm, and the cold, and there is a one more bucket is called the frozen buckets. Okay, so what this means, when we are adding the data in the buckets, so the initially when we collected the events, when we write the events to the indexes, when the data is not written into the indexes, that time the buckets are the hot buckets. What that mean, the data is writing. When the data is stored into the warm bucket, means the what that mean, here we can just read the data. What that mean, we are reading the data from the buckets. So this is called the warm buckets. We cannot write, we cannot edit the data. Understood? And the next thing, when the data is going to be deleted, when data is going to be archived, that means the data is the cold bucket and the frozen bucket. We can use the both of, right? So this is the bucket searches, like how the Splunk searches buckets. So basically we are having a four buckets. Just keep in mind the hot bucket, the warm bucket, cold, and the frozen. So what the data, when we are indexing the data is not indexed, that time the bucket is the hot bucket. And when data is going to be read at that time, the bucket is the warm data, where we can just read the data, we cannot edit the data. Okay, so cold means the data can be deleted, the data is deleted. So that is the uh, cold or the frozen bucket. So these are the kind of a searching, like Splunk uses a time range to choose which bucket is to search, then uses the indexes to find the qualifying events, right? So what it's saying, like let's suppose search equals to web password failed during the last 24 hours. Splunk will identify the buckets for the last 24 hours and search for the indexes of those bucket of the search terms. So it will try to be search all these things to the, basically it will majorly try to be search into the warm bucket, because from where it will read the data. What that means, the data is data is indexed in the particular thing, right? So it will start searching from here to here, right? So this is the indexing criteria, and this is the searching criteria from the buckets. And this is the labs that you can try by own. Okay, so you have to try, like how to search, like initially I show you how to create the index of web. So the same way you have to nothing do, you have to search for the index. What was the index equals to what index we created? Web. Okay. So we created the web index. So it will show the related data of the web index. And then what we have to do, we have to type the source type. So you can see the source types are there. The same source type are you can see there, like we have created the three source type for the event data. So let's suppose we want the specific data of this type, access combined. Actually we can change the source type there, but we had not changed. But again you can just search the data. So now let's suppose you want the field as a client IP, uh, client IP. So it will show you the field related to the client IP. Okay, so it starts searching the fields related to the client IP. Okay, so either you can do one thing, you can just put this all command into the table, and you can just search for the specific data, that is the client IP. So it will start fetching the different client IPs that was available in the particular data. So you can see it will start searching the last data. Okay, so this is the general search practice. So here are the wildcards that we already practiced, like how to start use the wildcards in the searching. Now these are the modes, like what is the purpose of these modes, I'll explain you. So very first thing, we are having a three search mode. One is the fast mode, the next is the smart mode, and the other one is the verbose mode. So what these modes does here, so basically we use this search mode to just give the search experience that fits your needs, and we have to select the particular right we can say search field to search mode to search. So let's suppose we are using the fast mode. So what this will does, you will not get the field discovery. So basically it will search in a fast mode, it will save your time, but it will disable the fields. You will not get the fields here, it will not give you any of the field that we get into the smart mode, sorry, in the verbose mode or in the smart mode. In the fast mode, you will not get any of the field discovery. Okay, so the here the default fields such as a kind of a, we used to get a host, source type, other fields like a status, you will not get, and only it will give you the search criteria. Okay, so the next is the kind of a verbose mode. Let's suppose verbose mode we'll talk about. It will discover all the fields. You will see all the fields in the verbose mode, and even though you can just search everything, like it will return the all events even. Okay, sometime in the other modes you cannot see the events, but this is the only available in the verbose mode where you can see all the events, even though in the fast smart mode you cannot see the events. So what it does, it will generate, it will discover all the fields. In this we can see the all the fields, but here does not give any time generating, or it will not show you the event. Okay, so these are the basically a major difference between these of the modes, right? You can see here the attributes: fast mode, smart mode, verbose. Speed is fast in the fast mode, speed is slow in the balanced, and it's just a little bit slow because it will search events, it will search your everything. When you will go for the fast mode, when you want to search a plenty of a data, when the data is very small, you can just go for the smart or the slow. And this is completeness, it will give the poor completeness, it will the balance, it will give the full detail. Field discovery, there is a no field discovery in the fast mode, there is a discovery, there is a discovery, right? Event available, there is a no events, there is a no events, and there is a will be available. Okay, so these are the kind of a search criteria that we are going to use. I'll show you, let's suppose I'll search one parameter, index equals to internal. Okay, this is the normal search that we does on the smart mode. Okay, so here if you click there the right side, you will click get the modes. See, there are three modes: fast mode, uh, verbose, and the, even though they had data like field discovery own for the event searches, not events or the field data and the stat searches, right? So let's suppose I get the data. If I go to the statistics and the visualization, might be I'll let's suppose I'll show you here. So stats, if I want the stats count by host. So this is the data that I'm looking here. So it is showing me the statistics. But if I'll go to the event, what it's showing, like you can search it into the verbose mode. Even in the smart mode, I cannot search this, right? So let's suppose I'll go into the verbose mode. Okay. So the into the verbose mode, you can see statistics is showing even, and then we can just get the kind of a events there. Okay, you can get the events there. Okay, so I'll show you the one thing here. Let's suppose kind of a searching I'm doing here. So I'm searching with the let's suppose the fast mode. So now you can see in the fast mode what will be the results you will get. So you can see all the fields are missing here. You can see on the very less fields. There are many other fields, but you cannot see because the searching was in the fast mode. And let's see the inspecting job, and where you can see how much data time it took to do the search. You can see it searched in a very less time. One second, it's searching, still it's searching. Let it be complete because it will take a long time to search the data into the fast mode. Sorry, into the fast mode it will take a okay. So now you can see it took the 29.63 seconds to search into the fast mode, and this is the things it searched into the particular time and the particular info it's showing, right? So this is the, and but the, you can see the all the fields are missing, all the fields are missing. And you can see the statistics if you wants to be just check with the kind of a status count by host. It will show you the statistics, but it will not show you the events, it will not show you the events here. Like if you click on the events, it's showing, like you can see in the verbose board. Statistics you can see, but you cannot see if you are putting the statistics in the query, you cannot see that. Okay, but the same thing you can see in the kind of a verbose mode. Okay, so when I click on the verbose mode, you can see all the kind of a data that is in the available. Okay, so these are the modes that we have to use into the search mode. So now there are is transforming command, like how to use a transforming command. So transforming commands are nothing. We already did like a sort command, a rear command, top command. Already we did all the transforming command. So that is using to message your array data into a table data. Okay. So then it's used to specify the cell value from the each event and into numeric value that we can use to statistical purpose. It requires the transform search into the visualization. We can just put the visualization in that. So in that we learn the top command, we learn the rear command, and we learn the stat command, and there was one command is a sort. This chart, geostat, and the time chart command we are going to be learn in the next sessions, right? So I'm going not going to be searched doing there. So this is a kind of a search performance mode where we create kind of a you can say the index which is having a web, and the access type is combined and the count by a product name. So it will which is having a time range which is the last 365, and you can search in the fast mode how much data we will get, in the smart mode how much data we will get, and the verbose mode how much data you will get. So you have to create this same chart, and in which you have to show, like if you will search a time range into the 365, the how much data you will get, like a 14 result we get in the same, but the time was different. Okay, the event scanned by that will be the same, but the difference will be on the time. So you can see here in the time is 1.8 to 1.92, and the verbose mode is taken the more time as comparatively with the others. So you can see the time is 15.21. So you have to be create the same. This is your assignment where you have to be check whether the particular mode is showing how much time to be. So I need the same kind of a table from your side, and today you have to complete that.
Okay,
Now
ma'am.
the next thing is the search performance, the type of searches. So we have a force, basically there are two type of the search performance, that is a kind of a dense, sparse, super sparse, and the rare. Dense means what, when there is a requirement of the searching things which is having a many events, and we have to search many event data. There is not a specific data that we are going to be do. Okay, one second. Okay, so means let's suppose dense means what kind of a dense means, like I'm searching the data which is having a many events. When there are many events, that time we use a dense search. Let's suppose we there are a number of errors that occur in your particular events, so we have to specify, we have to find all the events from the specific host. That is the dense when there are many events. And what the sparse means nothing. It's when we are having a single event kind of to search the data. You don't have to be go for the kind of a long data, or the you don't have to get the set of data, but there is a even a small, the rare is even same, which is having a one event, not a multiple event, which is, but here in this particular case we are finding the least value. Already does this because which is having a least value, in which we find trying to find a least value. But in this kind of a that we are discussing a super sparse, which is having a means single events also, but there are a many single events from which we have to find the data. So why we are using the type of searches, because this data is on the basis of the raw event search. So we have to retrieve the event from the indexes, we are retrieving from the indexes. So typically we have to analyze the problem. So in this we are checking the error codes, we are correlating the events, we are when we want to be investigate your security issue, and we have to analyze the failures. So that particular time we have to use this. Okay, and when we talk about the kind of a transforming search, in which we use the other commands that we discussed in the last sessions, okay, in the previous module. But this is called a information density. Like, this is the type of search we are searching the data in the information density, okay, which is having a dense data, which is having a rare data, which basically the types are two. There is mentioned the four types are not the four, the types are the two only: dense and the sparse. The data can be dense and the data can be sparse, nothing else. There is nothing other. Okay, so there is a job inspector. So basically it does nothing, it's just inspect your job, like overall stats of the search, or how much data you process, how much Splunk spended that time to search the data, used to troubleshoot the search performance, any existing, right? So then there is some things are there, like a header is there, execution codes, job inspector properties are there, I'll show you. And it will show you the provide the basic information, include the time to run, hash, the events it scans. And let's suppose there are three kind of a retrieve result that you will get is the search dot index, search dot filter, and the search dot raw data. So these are the things that you can see here. Let's suppose I'll go and inspect the job. It was showing this thing. It's a header which will show like which events result, how many results are there, which events we kind of we get, and how much time it taken. So if I'll go there, so this was a kind of execution code and the search properties. So now this is the kind of a three things: command, search, index. This is the command search where we can see, yes, this thing. How many invocation is done, then filter will be there, other search type, lookup, tag you can use. So these are the things that we have to use for kind of a inspecting. It will show you the execution cost, how many execution cost it does take, like time to search for the index or the location to read the raw data, time to filter out the event, time to read the event from the raw data. So these are the things that we have to use, like how many time it will take to search the raw data. See, this is the raw data, how many time it will take. If it is going to be search, it is going to be index the data, so how many time it took to index the data. Okay, so these are the things that we can understand from here, how many time invocation is there. Okay, so other fields are also there, you can check those things. Okay, so the job inspector properties are there, like so you can see the scan event, you can see the count time. Don't use the result and the count time, rather calculate scan and time. So in that header you will get these two things. Okay, so this was our second module where we have understood the basic terminology. Now you guys will disconnect it and we will connect for the test for the all the commands that we did in the normal commands and the transforming command, search command and the transforming command. Okay, now you guys will disconnect it and you have to kind of